Special delivery for me. All right, in the garage already. I was expecting this to come in later, but got all of our parts here. I am actually missing the thermostat paper gasket for the head, so we're gonna be waiting on that for a little bit. But I think we'll start on the PCV just because it's all kind of down here. It's a pretty open space to work on. Of course, I'm gonna be careful not to get any debris into any of the cylinders, and I'll just kind of leave that cover there. But I figure while everything's still off, might as well make things, I guess, less confusing and just kind of focus on one system at a time. So yeah, we're just gonna do the PCV because that needs to be done pretty badly. So everybody says replacing this whole pipe makes the job take a lot longer, but seeing as how everything is pretty accessible back here, I don't know about that. I guess I'll have to see, but I think I'll be all right. Okay, oh, now we're dripping coolant all over the place, because why wouldn't we be? Breather box is out. Not to get my hopes up, but this isn't clogged. This isn't totally filled with gunk. I guess that's what regular oil changes will do for you. I mean, it's not great, obviously. There's still carbon buildup, but you know, you see these sometimes and they're just absolutely filled. Let's look. Yeah, there's like, it doesn't look like there's a ton of gunk. All right, well, on to the next part. Oh, there's the gunk. It's kind of hard to tell. It's not like totally clogged up, I guess. So that's good. All right, got this off as well. So, all right, now we're gonna remove this pipe. That seems like a good next step. So, yeah. I think I'm literally just gonna pop this motherfucker off here. Damn. I'm almost there. I still have to get that piece off, but I figured I'd rip this off and get it out of the way, but instead of tossing it, I'm gonna set it down because it's still full of coolant. But yeah, that's all we've taken out so far, which is pretty much everything except for this stupid little hose. Let's see if I can twist it out or something. I don't know. This thing is being such a pain in the ass. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll just attach that hose to this new piece. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Unfortunately, after some further investigating, this new one is all one piece instead of being separated. So I have to get that off somehow. Not sure why this happened, but I grabbed this with some pliers and just kind of twisted and it popped right off. So I went through all that struggle for nothing. But now I can start installing everything, so there's that. All right, so I got the box pretty much assembled, which is just that, and then I'll do the top hose after I get it installed. But yeah, we're ready to put it back in. All right, I got everything tightened down, bolts in, got the clamps on and everything. That's in place. And so now it's time to put these pipes in. So I had to use a different clamp for this because the other two clamps that came with my PCV kit are too big for any of these. So I don't know if they just gave me the wrong clamps or what. Anyway, PCV is installed now, mostly. I still have to connect that and some of this stuff, but that'll come with, you know, the head reinstallation. I'm sure it's not easy when the head is installed in the car and everything, but when it's not in the car is a great time to do it because this was actually incredibly easy to do. Everything was very easy to reach. Yep, here she is. 7K firm, no tire kickers. I know what I have. Ran and drove when parked. God bless. God bless. If you saw the first video, you know I did a good deal of scraping on the head here just to clear it off and everything, get rid of the gasket. Forgot to do this gasket here, so we're gonna be scraping that off. All right, with the two remaining brain cells I have left, I think that's probably about clean enough. The gasket surface is flat and everything, so still a little stained, but I don't know, maybe I'll get like a polishing wheel or something and clean that up a bit more. But this is just about ready to go in. Only thing I am waiting on at this point, I have some vacuum lines that are just kind of toast, and I've got some vacuum line coming in. I'm not sure when it's gonna get here, but like this one especially is just gone, it's destroyed. So I'd like to replace those before I reinstall the head, but you know, kind of depends on how patient I can be at this point because it is ready to go in pretty much. Turns out I ordered the wrong size. This is supposed to be an inner diameter measurement of 8 millimeters. This is 5. These are for these lines, and I don't really have to do these because these are in good shape, no leaks. So I'm just gonna have to order a new line. So that's fantastic. All right, I didn't record it because it's not very interesting, but I replaced the Evap lines because the old ones looked like this, and they just kind of deteriorate in your hands. So the part on IPD is like $260 or something like that, and it's like that on a lot of parts websites, but I spent like $10 on some silicone tubing, and just rebuilt it myself, which was pretty easy. So yeah, I'm just gonna install this in the car and we'll be good to put the head back on. All right, I'm just gonna do the last little bit of cleaning on the block and then we're gonna start putting the cylinder head back on. But I just wanna make sure everything is perfectly clean. So yeah, we're gonna do that really quick and then we'll put that cylinder head on.
Real men don't wipe, they use brake clean. It's probably a little too much.
Alright, that's about as far as I think I'm gonna go with carbon cleaning. I cleaned everything up, gave it one last going over. The Mr. Clean Magic Eraser was kind of a lifesaver. I really didn't want to use anything super abrasive on the block surface, but it's smooth. And that was kind of the only way I could actually get it to smooth out. I was using degreaser and some more acetone and it just wasn't working. So I'm really glad that that worked. Now it's actually time to put the head on. I've been saying, oh, it's time to put the head on. Now it's time to put the head on now. This one is kind of interesting when you compare it to that one, because that one was like a single layer, but this one is 3 layers. So I'm not sure. I mean, these are the stock Volvo ones, so they've got to be pretty good. But yeah, we're just gonna throw this puppy on there. All right, so not sure what happened with my video, but I got the head on there. Got all my gaskets in the rear. I'm gonna line those up and then I'm gonna drop the head bolts in. So we're getting there, and then I'm gonna give this a good cleaning because it looks gross. But I cleaned everything else very thoroughly. Got everything lined up. Yeah, so we're almost there. We're making some good progress. One continuous motion too. Damn. I saw the guy struggling in a video and I was like, what a bitch.
No, now you're the bitch.
I get it. Okay, so Head bolts are all torqued. Last time I did this, I only did 90 degrees instead of 130, so I think that may have been where things went wrong. We followed the pattern. We did 15 and foot-pounds, 44 foot-pounds, and then 130 degrees. And let me tell you, that 130 degrees at the end is a bitch. But yeah, the hard part is done. And now we can deal with timing and all that shit. Bless your beautiful bald head. All right, so I tightened down all the exhaust manifold bolts. Now we're gonna try to put this in this pipe down here. You can't really see it. Okay, there it is, right there. Got the copper washer on one side, got it on the other side. It's nice and snug. Okay, so when I was doing the thermostat housing last time, I had a paper gasket. This time it's this. I don't know what material this is, but hopefully it works. Last time I struggled to seal that properly. I just hope this seals it properly, but you know, I guess we'll find out. So here's where things get a little tricky. We have, oops. So this is where the banjo bolt is going. It's gonna come through here. This bottom pipe is going here. This is going here. This evap hose is going right there. Try not to break anything. This hose is going here. And this hose is going here. So now it's just a matter of lining everything up. The banjo bolt is going to be the hardest by far, but this shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, I just skipped probably like 30 minutes of me cussing because I couldn't get this banjo bolt in. Finally got it in. Easiest way I've found to get it in, because nobody seems to know an easy way. If you kind of flip it up this way, the whole manifold, you can kind of reach your arm down and, you know, try to get the right angle. I'd recommend threading it a couple times just to kind of get a feel for where it's at, but man, easily my least favorite part of working on this car at all. It's horrible. All right, now the manifold is completely on there. Got the thermostat and everything hooked up. All right, we put some assembly lube on everything. I'll probably do a coat on the camshafts themselves. We're just gonna clean them up, toss them in. We will put the cam cover back on and then we'll start timing it. All right, when you apply the anaerobic gasket, you wanna do it on a roller and you wanna just kind of get it a pinkish color, and that should be enough. And it's always gonna feel like it's not enough, but that is enough. It'll be fine. So we poured some oil over the camshafts just to kind of give them some extra lubrication on top of the assembly lube we put on there. I made sure the gasket surface was clean. You don't want to do a lot of lateral movement when you install it. I made sure the cam seals were in the right place and they were lined up and everything. And we'll double check those just to make sure that they're good. We're gonna break out those cam tools that we had last time. We're gonna install those and then kind of depress the entire thing. Then we're gonna install the bolts that go in. All right, so I've done a few things off camera. Put the VVT solenoids back in. I need to order a new bolt because I stripped it last time I did it. Well, I didn't strip it, it just snapped off, but I put this on. I'll probably get another hose clamp for this in the future, one that's adjustable, but for now I'm just gonna run this because my other hose clamps are buns. You know, we got all the bolts in for the whole cam cover, and I'm just kind of taking inventory on what I need. I'm gonna get the rubber seals replaced for these, and then I'm gonna clean the injectors. But all right, so it's been about a week since the last bit I've filmed here. I've been busy. I got a light that doesn't suck absolute ass, so now I can actually see stuff. I just replaced this solenoid bolt. It's the wrong head, but it's the same thread pitch and everything, so I just threw it in there. It was genuine Volvo, so I figured I'd do it. And now I'm going to start reluming this and, you know, wrapping some of these wires up. And then we're gonna plug everything in. I'm gonna refresh this fuel rail with these new O-rings I got. I think I'm just gonna spray some shit through these to clean them out. But other than that, we really don't have a whole lot left. Okay, so these little brown retaining rings aren't very important. So we're just gonna remove all these. I already did the O-rings on this one. It's very easy. You just pop them on. I don't think I'll remove, well, I might have to. It's like, I don't know if I'll remove the little brown rings on all of them, but The ones that are cracked, like this one here, I'm going to be removing. And then I'm going to attempt to clean these out just to make sure that they're all good and everything. But I cleaned up the rail a bit, you know, wiped down all the surfaces and stuff. It looks a lot better than it did. And then we're going to pop these back in there. Yeah. This one in particular is probably the worst. Like, what is this even gonna do? It just pops right off. But yeah, these ones are all good. Yeah. So I did this all off camera, but I reloomed this so it doesn't look like garbage anymore. And I also covered up any exposed wires and whatnot. These are all refreshed. All right, so the fuel rail, kind of unsuccessful so far, but that's just because this little clip is broken. I guess that happens pretty often. I looked around on the forums and stuff. Turns out the updated clip for the 2005 Plus cars will fit, and so we're going to be putting that on. IPD sells a kit, luckily, so I kind of just have the fuel rail sitting in place right now, so, you know, all the holes are plugged and I don't have to put tape over them again. And then I also got some mounts for the wagon, but you know, that's completely different. So this new style clip, instead of having that awful little O-ring thingy, whatever you want to call it, you basically put this in there. It kind of just clips in. If I can fucking get it. Get in there! So you kind of just jam it in there. You got to press really fucking hard. But you just jam it in there. We're gonna twist that on with our Torx. But yeah, now we actually have a good clip installed instead of whatever the fuck Volvo was thinking with this bullshit. I think I actually broke this last time I did this, but I just threw it in anyway. And yeah, it's just annoying. All right, so I timed the VVT hubs. I think I did it correctly. We'll end up finding out, but I figure as long as these are where they need to be, I should be good. I'm not gonna go through the whole process of timing that because it's really annoying. I'll probably link the video I used, but right, there's only a few more odds and ends to clean up here, but the car is pretty much completely back together. It's on the ground and everything. Yeah, we're pretty much ready to start it. We just need to secure a couple things, put some coolant in it and all that. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I would do the whole maiden voyage part, but admittedly I am running out of phone storage space, and that's kind of what I'm recording everything on. But yeah, we're just gonna call it here, and